Hi, my name is Lisha, and I am founder of the Living Ground project in southern Ecuador. This presentation is to share with you the phase two, the creation phase of the business and at the project site. So, phase one was about purchasing the project site, which you see here on the picture. This will become the Microbe Education Center for Ecuador and perhaps South America. We were told that a gas station wanted to acquire this site, so we got into immediate action and raised the money. We thank everybody who helped us, and we did take a personal loan in order to acquire this site and secure it. Now we're in phase two, which is the creation of a symbiotic commerce business that is surrounded and focuses on the microbes. Currently, for phase two of the Living Ground, we have created 19 different pods that are in different categories. This potentially means we can have 19 different leaders rising up to work on their pods. The garden pod consists of 5. This includes stuff like the market garden, the off-site gardens where we will transform lands, the secret garden, which is a secret, mushrooms, and a greenhouse pod. All these pods work together under the umbrella of Living Ground, and all the leaders will work together interdependently. Currently, for phase two of the Living Ground, we have created 19 different pods that are in different categories. This potentially means we can have 19 different leaders rising up to work. We have created a plan on this site that is basically to rejuvenate and restore the damage that humans have done. In the center will be the secret garden, which will be a location, a quiet zone for education on the plants, the medicines, and how to create with nature. The microbe compost will be made on site, and that will be feeding all other pods. The education and the tourism is in all the buildings that surround these gardens. We'll also have a market garden that will supply the restaurant, the store, the commercial kitchen, and the tourism. It's extremely exciting what we are doing, and we're currently working many hours as a team to get this site restored and rejuvenated. Our flow of operations. There is currently 19 different pods. So there is currently 19 different potentials for people to rise up and become leaders with their own little operations, working together with everybody else. This is the flow. To me, it looks a little like a spider's web, where everything needs to be connected to everything else for the success of the whole. So one part is important, but together, working together, we become something that's very powerful and empowering. This is how the microbes work in the soil. Everybody is generous and giving to the other. When one is struggling, the others will help. And this is the concept of our symbiotic commerce. Everything working together. We're already doing almost everything that is planned in the Living Ground project in a small scale, except we're mass producing the microbe compost at our compost site and selling it to the public. We're consulting, we're doing education and workshops, we're making products, we're growing spirulina and chlorella, we're making elixirs and tonics, we're growing food in 3 large market gardens, almost ready for the weekly cooperative. We have one site that we're testing for the microbe tourism. Everything has started. These next few slides, we will be sharing a little bit more about the pods and how they're connected to each other. And we will have an internal economic system that is working on symbiotic commerce. Every pod will work with every other pod. We also show, if you look right down here, what the cost, what is the requirement, the dollar value to raise this pod to full operation. So those numbers will be totaled at the end. Now here is the foundation of the whole project, and this is Living Ground. Living Ground does hold the compost pod very tenderly because it is the microbes that are the center of this operation. Living Ground will be responsible for the structure of the building, the landscaping, the painting, the fixing of the doors, the fixing of the roof. So we are the foundation of all the other pods. So the other pods can be lifted into success when when we raise this money. Living Ground is fed by all other pods. And this is our profit sharing, where 30% goes to locals, 30% will go to internal investments, and 30% to a profit sharing. And so Living Ground will feed everything. So as we get the flow in from the pods, we will flow it back out. I believe it's our duty, our role, our destiny to be gardeners. Whether we're gardening in the soils, we're gardening in life, or we're understanding our microbiome and the gardens within. The garden pods currently consist of 5 different pods: a secret garden that I spoke about, the market gardens, we are currently working on 3, a weekly cooperative basket program, so we will share the produce on a weekly basis, and then we'll have a greenhouse and a mushroom operations for both medicinals and culinary. This is one of my favorite pods because it takes the work of the people working together, locals and internationals, to grow these gardens. It is currently said that our area, where we live in southern Ecuador, Vilcabamba, Loja, we have a year-round growing season here. The weather is incredible. We have clean water and we have clean air. The microbes are missing. That means even organic plants do not hold the nutrition that the human being requires in order to be healthy. We want to change that. We want to change food sovereignty. It is estimated we are only producing between 10 and 30% of our food, the requirements of the food for these communities. That means 70% or more is being shipped in. Food sovereignty is extremely important, and nutrition in our plants is even more important. So the garden pods, working with the compost, the microbe compost pods, the consultancy, and the microscope laboratory is extremely important. The kitchen and distillery pod. The kitchen is going to be a state-of-the-art commercial kitchen that will be used as an education zone as well, to take the foods that are grown in the off-site and on-site gardens, and they're transformed. We intend on making elixirs, tonics, vinegars, wines, ferments, cosmetics, extracts, and essential oils. These will be then sent to the store and the cafe to be sold to the public. Now, this commercial kitchen can also be used as a community kitchen for the locals and other people. We will have education classes teaching people how to go back to the ancient ways, but we'll have modern equipment, which makes it easier. We have lost the art of alchemy in the kitchen. This will be the site where we bring it back to the people. So the tourism pods are very exciting. There's two different pods in this area. One is the microbe tourism, and one is health tourism. I'll share about the health tourism first. So we do intend on converting 6 very special rooms for clients that come and do or intend to have some healing. Um, I can do a live blood analysis when they arrive. We can design protocols. We can teach them about their herbs. There will be a secret garden on site that will be the home to a lot of medicinal herbs. So we can introduce clients to their herbs and to their little heroes. The intention is to send them home with a lot of tools and feeling a lot better. Chronic disease, in my opinion, has set in because of the war on the microbes, and we need to help people improve their biomes all over their body. The microbe tourism is exciting because we can have families, couples, or individuals come. We will have family uh, rooms, and we'll also have dormitory. So people can come in and spend a holiday in a gorgeous location that's educational, whether it be they're learning how to make ancient elixirs, or they're learning how to grow their food, or they're learning how to make the microbe compost, the art and science. We intend to work with these people so they will return to their communities and their homes, and they will bloom where they're planted. So the need for this pod is here. It is $22,000. The education pod is made up of a number of different pods too that can be either operated as one, or they can have different leaders. To start with, we do intend on doing apprenticeships and internships on site where people can come and learn everything we are doing, hopefully with the intention that they replant this somewhere else in the world. We need to have this grow, and we're just planting the seeds right now, and we need to get people trained. We also do intend on doing a lot of teaching to locals and big farms, commercial farms, and getting them converted, which will mean we'll be doing workshops and attending, to a lot of these farms, especially with the bananas. We're not going to have bananas here in Ecuador in 5 years if we don't change the practices. We need to get the microbes back in the soil. But there's also the other aspect to this. We are going to be training each of our leaders. We're training all of our employees. And in the future, we do intend on having a children's education center, which is absolutely amazing because we can teach them how to grow food. We can teach them how to cook. We can teach them how to make compost. We can teach them how to serve or how to create a little business. And we're very, very excited about that. So the education center is a big one for us. It will feed the tourism pod. It also feeds all the garden pods. It feeds the store. Potentially the education pod will feed all the other pods, and all the other pods will feed the education pod because it's a complete project. And each little leaf is on the same tree. The Whole Food Cafe and Store, we are modeling this off of Cafe Gratitude out of California. Our food is going to be amazing. A salad will contain no less than 15 items. You'll have choices of salad dressings that you can buy from the store if you really like them. We are growing some really gourmet foods from all over the world. I've been practicing for many years, and we're very excited about the culinary herbs and the medicinal herbs that we can also add to these foods. And we're going to have a lot of fun with this. So there'll be an indoor and outdoor seating area in the restaurant. And the outdoor area will literally be in the gardens. It will be covered, and it will be very special. It will be like a special tea room. Moving on. Now, these are just some of the reasons why we are doing what we're doing. And basically, when you're putting the microbes, or when you're spreading and growing microbes, you're mimicking how nature raises the good little guys. And we use this analogy too with us humans that are all getting involved in this project. We are the good little guys, and we're coming together to make a difference. And I do not believe we can fix the systems that we come from in our culture. I do think that we need to create something new. And this is what this project is about. For me personally, I'm going to give this my all. I'll give it 2 years once it's up in full operation, and then I'll probably return to the land myself. I will be gifting this project and hoping there is a lot of very happy and successful people working. Our project is about mimicking nature and getting back to how she restores our soils. The soil is the foundation of all life, and inside the soil is all the microbes. This is why this work is important, and we wish to share it so others can duplicate and make it better. We believe this is changing the world, and we believe that we are world changers. So when we total up the financial needs for all the pods, we come to a grand total of approximately $185,000. This is a drop of water in the world financial systems. It's not that much money. Uh, I've personally invested, and everybody on team is investing a lot of their time and energy into this project. And I believe this is very doable. It's not a large amount of money. Uh, Anybody who does help us, especially with the donations, we are gifting them with a microbiome protocol ebook that I have written. I've been working on for a couple of years, and it's how to improve the gut microbiome, which is the garden of health. And it's not that different to the gardens in our soils. It's very similar, actually, and we need to increase the good guys. We're also willing to give discounts on the microbe tourism for the future. And we're very open about our financials, about what we're spending, about how we're doing it. And we welcome people just to come and participate. I mean, it might be that you intend to come down here for a holiday and help us with this creation. We're extremely grateful for everybody who has supported us in the past. This project is extremely important. It's not just for us. This project isn't for me. It is for the children, it is for the grandchildren, and it is for the future. And I honestly believe we're at a fork in the road right now. And we either get that the microbes are life and we change our way of being, we change things in our systems that are destroying them, or we continue on the same way. And if we continue on the same way, quite honestly, maybe we don't deserve to be here. And I hope that you feel this in your heart. I am grateful. I am grateful that as people, we are taking a stand. If we will have the wisdom to survive, to stand like slow growing trees on ruined places, renewing it, enriching it, then a long time after we are dead, the lives our lives prepare will live here, their houses strongly placed upon the valley sides. The river will run clear, as we will never know it. On the steeps where greed and ignorance cut down the old forest, an old forest will stand, its rich leaf falling, drifting on its roots. The veins of forgotten springs will have opened. Families will be singing in the fields. Memory, native to this valley, will spread over it like a grove, and memory will grow into legend, and legend into song, and song into sacrament. The abundance of this place, the songs of its people and its birds, will be the health and the wisdom and indwelling light. This is no paradisal dream. Its hardship is its reality. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.